Good morning, everybody. AJ, the CEO here. Thank you so much for stopping by. Folks, we try to come here every Friday as best as we possibly can to help you answer your media ministry questions, folks. I don't know everything, but hopefully the little bit I do know will be able to get you on your path to get your questions answered. Let me make sure we put the phone on silent, because I had a whole bunch of scam artists sending me emails this morning and phone calls. We already had to take that out. So anyway, I hope y'all are doing well. Did y'all like the footage that I had? The sad thing is almost 75% of all the video that I recorded on my Osmo from when I took my daughter on her first cruise got erased. I don't know if one of my drives was dead or whatever. So I actually just found that. So I am getting myself mentally prepared, because I leave out Sunday on a vacation and I'm just turning my brain off. So I'm forcing myself to do that. Oh yeah, the snow's already melted, Monty, but I'm telling you, I'm excited to get up out of here and rest and relax. I know Steve gets after me all the time to rest and relax, but let me get all the formalities out of the way, folks. Let's holler. Oh, that's what I didn't open up. I was like, what window am I missing? I'm missing the window so I can bring up all y'all's comments. Let's holler at some folks here. Parker, hello, hello. Dennis, good morning to you. Mike from Canada, how are you doing? Yeah, I was telling them that YouTube made a change, so my UI on the back end, they made some layout changes and stuff like that. So be mindful if you haven't streamed and you're streaming on YouTube, they made a little change in the background. Monty, good morning, sir. Reverend Rob, Pastor Rob, how you doing? Pastor Joseph Woods, hello, hello. Good morning to you. Darius, what is going on? Fresh Start Church Philly, hello, hello. Rhonda, how are you doing? Rhonda was on our round table that we had of a week past Sunday. Very good session there. Lanny, hello, hello. William, oh, actually, hold on, I skipped somebody. Brother Art, how are you doing, sir? William, hello, hello. Springtrap, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Hello, hello to you. Mr. Clarence, how are you doing? And Philip Joseph, 709. Hello, hello. Good morning to you. Folks, like I said, I am heading out on a much-needed vacation. I will be out of here. Well, actually, I leave Sunday evening, and I won't be back until Friday. So I'll just be getting off the boat. So next week we won't have a round table. I mean, I might do a short live or something like that on the way to the airport, but I won't have everything to do or anything like that. Also excited that Ayana is getting her black belt tomorrow. So we got that. She got practice tonight, so I got to pick her up and go do that. And then we got a bunch of other stuff going on. Bobby, good morning to you as well. We got a lot of stuff going on. Let me give you the layout of what we have going on. So I'm waiting to hear back, but we're about 80% sure that we're going to be on the weekend of January 16th. We're going to be in Hartford, Connecticut for that weekend. We are also, Reverend Rob, Cypress, I just heard back from them. So we're going to be doing their install possibly January 12th. So we're doing that January 12th. It all depends if I can get everything in the 12th and then to the 15th. And then on the 16th, then I'll be in Hartford. Then we'll be back. I'm going to be back down in Smithfield. Actually, I need to go to Smithfield next Sunday afternoon. So I'll be in that area. We got a lot of stuff going on. We're going to be, I think next year, we're going to be doing a lot of revision stuff. So just showing how to amp up what we're doing. I kind of gave a lead in to what we were doing last week. But like with Antioch, we're redesigning and doing a podcast studio, but then going into the video I did a long time ago about how to do a hybrid service. Pastor Paul is really looking forward to implement that. So we'll have hosts in another room doing all that other stuff and have the services completely separated. And the online community and the in-person community only joins at the same time when it's praise and worship, when it's the word and possibly altar call. But we're implementing stuff, kicking vMix up to the curve, kicking it up a notch. I think we're going to move them to vMix so that we can integrate, because I think that's the easiest way to bridge the room all the way on the other side, send NDI over to vMix, and then go from there. But we got a lot of stuff that we're going to be doing. I'm going to be back at Guildfield Baptist Church. I did their install 3 years ago, and I'm going to be there with them in February, and we're going to be revamping everything with them. They want to kick it up a notch. So a lot of the on-sites that I'm going to be doing, I'm trying to change up my style a little bit. So we're going to be looking at what they have, showing a plan of what they have, and not just the install, but the production of how do you get the end result of the host, the interaction, the graphics, and we do more than just point the camera and put up lyrics and scripture. So I think we're kind of just amping up. Not talking about buying nothing new. We're just talking about taking what we already have to a notch. We've been reviewing a lot of stuff. We're going to be talking about bringing in Uno overlays, all the stuff that we've done and implement a lot. And now that I mention it, we also have quite a few products that I have to do a review of. So if I cut over here real quick so you can see the stuff that we got going on and see if y'all get the reference in the middle of this. So we got two video switchers. They look kind of the same, but they're not. One of them has some extra features. Over to the left, that's the Envato PC500. I actually just got that in the mail yesterday. And then we have another small video mixer from AVCans. Both of them can stream to multiple places. We're going to do that when I get back. And then we have that it's over 9,000 3D print that I got from when I took my daughter to a anime conference. And we did get a fan installed. So I actually can cool myself down here. So I got my fan right up there, and they come from a great company. You see that? Holmes. But anyway, what else we got? Colin 12, hello. Mike Skilla, good morning to you as well. Folks, like I said, if you're not a part of the Facebook group, go to Facebook, look up Modern Media Ministry Made Easy, answer the 3 questions, and join the 3,500 media ministries from all over the world just to share knowledge and have a repository of people that you can reach out to help you move your stuff forward. If you feel the urge to share a word, don't put it in there. That is not for a place to share your live streams unless they are designated threads so where we can learn from each other. If I'm not able to get you a question, folks, know that you can email me a question to AJHolmes.com. Give me 48 to 72 hours to respond. And once it hits Sunday, give me a week before I respond back to you. Because like I said, I am out. We're going to get all the out of office messages, all that other stuff going on. What else am I missing? If me and you go back and forth and email multiple times, I highly recommend you go ahead and just book a consultation. Go to AJHolmes.com/consultations. We also, now that I think about that, I think I have 2 more consultations with, I think one is in Maryland that I'm supposed to be doing. And I think I'm supposed to be going back down to North Carolina. Everybody tries to cram in stuff around December, but I shut down, after that second week, and then my baby girl turns 11 in 2 weeks, so excited about that. So folks, let's get I'm not going to go through all the other stuff on here because y'all know it. Be on the lookout. Go to 4meconference.com. More information is coming about next year's conference. And we got the live stream reviews, and that's what we want to do. And the other thing is, if she's here, if she's watching it be the one time, I asked my sister to reach out and talk to. I want to interview Zion Anywhere. That's the church that I'm getting some inspiration on how they do their media stuff. I want to reach out to them and interview them, but I haven't heard back from her. She said that she was going to do something and said she was going to talk to some people. Let's see if she remembers that. If not, I'm just going to show up there and see if we can interview, because I want to get on the road and meet some folks, show other people what y'all are doing, what media ministry is doing, and get some stuff. Now, I want y'all to start y'all's, getting ready to get into the session here. I want y'all to start your questions off with a cue so it makes it easy for me to jump to. But I'm going to jump to this one first because I did not meet my goal. So I want to go ahead and answer this question right now. How many installs have you booked or completed for 2025? We finished 26, and we had maybe 7 more, so we would have been at like 32, 33. So we didn't hit 50. And again, like I said, could I have done some more? Yeah, I could have, but I normally take off the week of my daughter's birthday and then Christmas and all that other stuff like that. So, but that's where we go. So like I said, folks, if you got some questions, start them off with a Q and we can get started with them. Let's see. Actually, let me just show y'all real quick the same thing I was talking about, the little change to YouTube. And there's a bunch of other changes YouTube is doing. So if I cut over here, so the layout has changed. You got your streaming key stuff is here now. So just a little bit of change, but you didn't want to get caught off. And now I don't do it as much, but I could insert ads here and stuff like that. And I can do a break if I wanted to. That actually links to a link that you can put in OBS and vMix and all this other stuff like that. We can make a highlight of what we're doing here. Normally, I click on here to make stream markers, so that makes a timestamp automatically. I don't do it all the time. I try and do it at the end because I know when I'm ending. And I think that's it. Let's see what you get. So I'm ready for your questions, folks. If you got one, go ahead and fire them away. I will give a big shout out. Monty did a bunch of interviews at the Forum conference for this year. Great conversations, and he says he has 2 more to release. So jump on over to his channel. If you're not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe to the Monty Weaver Official. Go ahead, he got some great knowledge out there. Really appreciate all the work that you're doing, sir, and glad to have somebody else fighting the battle at the same time. So go ahead and if you're not subscribed, go ahead and do that as well, and also check out his videos. Let's see what else we got. First question I have here from William. How do you convince a church board that we need to update the wiring system to the X32? The old wiring system is probably 30 years old and a lot of static. Honestly, because I'm dealing with this with other churches as well too. And I'm trying to be better about this. When you have to convince somebody of something, and I was telling my daughter this, you never have to convince anybody of anything when they understand the worth of the situation. When you have to convince, now again, it all depends on how people are doing that. Because some people want information so they can be knowledgeable of it. Other people ask questions. Well, let me rephrase that. Some people ask questions to get knowledge on a subject. Other people ask questions just to stall. It could be a couple of things. So the fact that you're having a lot of static, presenting to them how your audio is sounding, everything like that, and the fact technology has changed in over 30 years, and if they don't get that, honestly, you might not like this answer. Don't waste your time trying to convince anybody. It leads to frustration. But if you have people that are reasonable, just present the evidence to them. You could, for an example, say that, I don't know what type of wiring you're necessarily talking about, 1/4 inch XLR or anything like that. But just for an example, maybe if you have it, not to spend all your money or something like that, set up a secondary type of layout. Like right now, I'm trying to convince a couple of churches on the importance of security and putting in intercoms and stuff like that. So I have another church, which I forgot about. I still got to go up and do Baltimore, Epworth. But when that equipment comes in, hopefully I got enough time that I'm going to set up a mock door, a mock lock, everything, and demonstrate in front of them. Because it's very easy for people to say we don't need something if they don't have something to compare to. So if you have an issue, within reason, maybe get another cable, a higher quality cable that you have, run it to a speaker and maybe a different microphone, and then just let them hear firsthand the difference. That would be what I would do in a scenario like that. But again, I don't believe in convincing anybody. I believe in maybe finding advocates. So like what I've had to do, especially like at Antioch, Pastor Paul was into all that stuff when COVID hit. So he has a mind of like, he sees the impact and the benefit of that stuff. So when I talk to certain people that are quick to say no, I have an advocate that could be like, no, AJ's right. There's a benefit to this because I've done it personally. This helped, blah, 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 blah. With pastors, any of y'all to do that. That would be my suggestion. Let's see. But I would turn it over. Anybody else have any other suggestions as well about that? At least that's how I handled that. And I'm still learning. Honestly, back to a couple of questions, people talking about the video. I really wanted to do a video of like me standing with my whole weather gear when me and my daughter were doing snowball fights and stuff like that. Did my stuff upload for that? Yeah, I don't have all of it. I just have the one picture that I have when we had our little snowball fight outside. So we had some fun right there. And I went to try and do a flip in the snow, and then she hit me with a snowball at the right time, and I was in pain for a little bit, if you understand what I'm talking about. But we had a blast from there. So, what else we got going on? But I wanted to take a picture with all of that, like a split. So I have this part of me with all my cold weather stuff, and then on this side is me in my swimming trunks and flip flops on a cruise ship. So I am going on the Wonder of the Seas. This is the first time I've been on this one. This is an Oasis class ship. Excited about that. And then I'm taking my daughter. She loved the cruise so much. Next year we're going on the Allure of the Seas. I've been on that one before, but this is going to be her first Oasis class. And then we're going to save up to try and get on the Icon or the Star of the Seas or whichever one like that, because I do love the fact that she likes cruises. So I don't have to convince people to come with me. My daughter can just come with me. Let's see. Rhonda. Anyone had restream issues last week? I streamed in the morning to Facebook and YouTube, no issue. Afternoon stream, Facebook stopped after 55 minutes. YouTube was fine. I did the reconnect the night before, so I'm not sure. It could be that Facebook made a change. I mean, I've had one church that Facebook, Guildfield, actually, they said when they stream to Facebook, it shuts them down every 30 minutes. So I don't know if they is picking up something else that they're not aware of that's causing that. So I don't know. I know Antioch doesn't stream to Facebook. They just go to Vimeo and YouTube. And then Pastor Paul does shorts and everything on Facebook. Again, using the platform for what it is. But I have to see. I haven't noticed that. I might try and do that. They don't think. I told them I'm not going to be at church because I told everybody I'm leaving the country actually today. So that way I can start my vacation mentally. I don't leave until in the afternoon. But I might pop in there and see if we can stream. G. Albert, greetings from Ottawa. Visiting with my grandkids. Hope the guys are behaving. Yes, we are. Safe travels as well. Yeah, it's good. I wanted to do more, but I'm trying to learn to be thankful for the stuff. Like, be thankful even though I don't hit my goals. Constant battle with that. Multimedia. I've noticed a change in YouTube or OBS where it's starting to connect your encoder to start preview. Do not remember seeing this. Noticed a change in YouTube or OBS where it's saying connect your encoder to start the preview. Yeah, that's that UI setting. I got the same thing on my side when I just saw it. Let's see. Dean, hello, hello. We got some people helping each other. Awesome. Back to G. Albert. When I get back to U.S., I want to update my new church's Facebook live stream. I have a lot to offer, but don't want to impose myself. Been hurt too many times in the past. Any recommendations? Pace yourself. That's the best thing I can say. Mike wants to know, is everybody doing Christmas presentations this year? How are they coming along? I used to do stuff like that. They really haven't. Like, I think one thing Antioch kind of messed me up with. Normally, during around this time, they do a combined choir, and it doesn't look like they're doing that at all. So, so me popping in and playing, that's not happening this year. But oh well, we'll see. David, hello, hello. Thank you very much, and ditto to you and yours. And then I think Mom's video was responding to Rhonda, saying that it happened to him as well. Mine was the opposite. Morning service stopped. See, I've been getting that like 55 minutes. That's the same thing with Guildfield that was going on. Very strange. look, I'm not bringing up no dad jokes on here. No question today, but I'm still grateful for all you have done. I appreciate it. Thank you, thank you. Back to multimedia. I'm using Mix Station to mix at the church. Is there a way I can use Mixing Station at home doing church service, or is there another way? Actually, yes, you can. I actually did that myself with Antioch, and let me give you an example of me doing this. Let me move this over here. So, because that's another thing with the Unify products, the UDM Pro also gives you a VPN client so that I can connect to different stuff. So, like this past Sunday, me and my daughter were just chilling at home, and I was watching a live stream, and some of the stuff wasn't being produced the way I thought it should. So like the lower thirds and stuff like that weren't coming up, the scripture and everything. So I was able to connect to the VPN, and I was able to control that. So what I'm going to do right now is, obviously I'm at home. I'm going to my Casa app, and I'm going to log in, and I'm going to turn on the system at Antioch, because that's the one I do. I mean, I could do another church, but this is the one that I can quickly get to if need be. Sorry, it's like the phone wants to do a bunch of updates, and now all of a sudden it wants to be super smart and say, oh, you don't need to do this. So we just turned on our system, right? And again, I like the Unify one because it allows me to do this. So right now, if I open the X32 app, all right, so we got this up. Hold on. Ooh, excuse me. So we got the X32 app up right now. And you see right now, if I come over here, I don't have an X32 here because it searched the network. There's nothing here, right? But if I go to the Identity app, oh, not the Identity, which is the one? No, it is the Identity one. Oh, and it's asking to do an update. Hold on. Let's get this knocked out. The Identity app is kind of like a single sign-on thing that you can do with Unify, and it gives you access. So adding to your NAS, giving you Wi-Fi, all this other stuff like that. It said it failed to do an update. Don't tell me I got to download it manually. Yeah, there it goes. Why is it not open? Don't you just love it when you try and demonstrate something and then it falls apart right in front of everybody? Where is it at? Yeah, it's still asking to try and do an update. Failed. Okay. So we just got to manually install it. So Unify Identity. And can we download it? Now, I know the UDM Pro uses it. I think the gateways use it as well, too. Where is... Thank you. Like, why is that so hard? Let's do the download here. Now, again, I'm here. I'm in, not in the same city. I'm not in Richmond. And there's the update. So... why does it keep failing? Okay, this is messing up what I'm trying to do. What can we do to get around this? Let's try the enterprise one and see if that gets anything. While I'm doing this, Pastor Rob wants to know, have I seen the Unify 5G Max? Yes, I have. And I'm trying to stay away from it so that I don't pay for it. Now, I know I probably don't need to use the enterprise one, but I just want to see if this is going to let me see. And that's failing too. I'm wondering if my firewall is blocking something. I don't know. It won't let me do that. So if I had my laptop here, it would let me do this. Shoot. How are we going to do this now? I'm kind of stuck. So I guess we got to come back. I'm going to see if I can try and keep this updated. But anyway, the VPN app would let me connect to the Antioch's VPN, and it would make my computer on the network. So I could actually see and everything. So I'll open up the ATEM software, open up the video switcher, and all of my apps show I could connect to it the same way as if I was there. So that's what I did Sunday. So I need to see what in the world is going on with this update. Maybe. Okay, it's not that it's on. Oh, well. Yes, update. I have no idea why it's failing on me. But anyway, we'll circle back and see what's going on. Dean wants to know, have I checked out the Lumen Tech? No, I have not. I have not had a chance. I've had my hands full with school being closed and entertaining a 10-year-old who's eating up all the food. And the thing is, she eats up all the applesauce, eats up all the salad. When I'm trying to eat healthy, she eats all of that. So, but maybe we'll see about getting back to it with the other stuff. Benny, there's a hissing noise from the audio interface headphones out even when the mixer is turned off. The cable is still connected. Audio interface is connected to the laptop. Any solutions? Yeah, it's probably just electronic noise. If I had my keyboard hooked up to my mixer right here, I would get the same thing. I've had a lot of times, sometimes it's a grounding. If you really, really want to get rid of it, you can put a hum eliminator in between it, and that should eat that up. But that's not anything new. I get the same thing if I have certain stuff. On my mixer here, my Behringer here, my XR16 or 12, whichever one it is here, I get the same thing. David, he said, I do have a question. Any thoughts on the new Rodecaster Video S device? I feel that you may have spoken about it already. I spoke about that it was released, but I have not done anything with it. I would like to play around with it, but you know, these bills and stuff like that got to get paid before anything else. Oh, sorry. Now I'm getting all these emails from my daughter's school. Okay. I think it's a good device, especially for the price. If possible, depending on the flow of how the setup goes at Antioch with this podcast room, especially with it auto switching, that's what I really like. So when they do more of the podcast, if it does auto switching, that would make it easier for editing, because if not, that's going to be something else I'm sure I'm going to probably have to do. I'm going to be asked to do. But I do like it. I haven't had a chance to play with it, but I do like it. AJ, Unify has some new desktop NAS out. They're like the UNAS 2, which is 2-bay. Yes, actually, I have the UNAS 2 over here. And y'all never saw that video because I never released it, and I never finished doing it. Hold on. Let me connect so I can show. We got that because that's also one that I installed at First United Methodist. So if we come over here. So yeah, so that is the UNAS 2 that I have here that is mainly just used to, as you can see, I have my government stuff, my taxes and things like that, copies of like birth certificates or whatever, their forms, W-9s and things like that. And then I back up the phones, and then I was also using this to back up and hopefully get rid of paying for the 2 terabytes with Google storage for all my photos and stuff like that. But yeah, it's a great product. And back to what Pastor Rob was talking about, Unify also dropped this new, and that's new. They literally just talked about that. This is the G5 Max, so it's a 5G like modem that you can have that's unlocked, so you can link it to AT&T, T-Mobile, Verizon. It also says if it has an eSIM, so I'm sure you can use like Google Fi with it, and you can hook it up as your main internet, or you can have it as a failover. And I would love to do it as a failover because I never renewed my Starlink Mini. It's sitting downstairs because they forced everybody that you couldn't suspend it. They wanted to do $5 a month, and I'm like, I'm paying you $5 a month to keep my account off, which was dumb. So I'm like, no, I'm not paying you $5 to keep my account off. But anyway, what else we got? Yeah, see, that's the thing. I had Wi-Fi, man, and that's the one that was not running. I want to go back to try that, to test out and show you exactly what I'm talking about. All right, will this app install? If it does, we'll do that. And I'll show the exact same example of what we were talking about. Yes, install. Yay, Wi-Fi man actually is going through. All right, so let's do this example again. Thank you there, Pastor Rob, for that. So let me go back on, and I'm going to turn the sound system on, and I'll do the video system as well too. So if we cut over here, get out, cut over here. Yes, I agree. Really? Hold on. Yes, I agree. Why is it? And it's not moving to anything else. Oh well. We'll have to just do that another day. I don't know why the stuff is not working. I can. I was gonna go through the app so that way, if you have other people that don't need to have the other stuff, why not use teleport to VPN to the church? I could do that one. Like I said, I wanted to use the app that they have it built in, because that way you can assign people to the UDM Pro, and once they log in with the same credentials, they can get all the way through. But we'll see. Fading here. Hi AJ. I live in Africa where there's much easier access to China than the US as it comes to buying tools, cameras, etc. Have you ever tried to buy stuff directly from Alibaba? Yes, I have. And I just don't mess with it as much. I used to, but I just don't. And then he was saying, I fear because their prices are very low, but I do not know about the quality. Well, that was kind of the issue that I had a couple of times. I bought something from them, and it came back, and it was the trash that was hot trash. And see, I'm trying to do two things at the same time. I'm trying to remove identity so I can actually do that other video. I mean, that demonstration at the same time. But I checked the Canon XA75, which costs more than $2,500 on Amazon. Yeah, I don't mess with that. That if it sounds too good to be true, it most likely is. All right, it looks like Identity did install, because I'm showing it here that it's installed in my system. Yes. I'm trying to uninstall it, and it keeps bringing up a window to install it, which is dumb. I don't know what in the world's going on today. This is more proof why I need a vacation. I need a vacation. Let me see what else we got. Albert. I just assessed my Mac Mini using RDP software called Jump Desktop. Okay. We were on the road and I was able to get to. Cool. Mr. Clarence, last two services, OBS cams went black while Zoom sessions continued to receive audio. Had to restart OBS to recover audio. OBS cams. What type of cameras do you have connected? Were they USB ones that went blank, or was it just the capture device module inside of the OBS that was giving you that issue? And I'm using Rev Uninstaller to try and do this at the same time. Like I said, we try and multitask all the time. Broke Citizen. Question, if you add a drive to your UNAS 2, will it add to the storage or mirror it? It will mirror it by default. It won't let me put them both together as one massive drive. It by default, it does a backup of that. So if I cut over to the one we did at First United Methodist, so the drives are right there. It doesn't give me any other settings. So if I manage to pull, once you put it in there, that's the setting. It automatically does a protection. You can't make any other change to other than that. There was no option on different. Now, once you start getting, I think, into anything that has more than 2 bays, you will have that option. But these 2 bay ones, no, it does not give me the option to change that. Back to Bobby. What would be a good mic to upgrade to our mic? We have an X32 mixer, and what would be the good cordless mic for the pastor? Actually, that reminds me, Phoenix Pro reached out to me. They're supposed to be sending me something to test out. I've been happy with the Phoenix Pros, the metal ones, and the auto scanning ones. I actually have a set here that I don't use them that much, but they're tied into my mixer over here. Do I have it plugged in? How am I sending it? Yeah, I am sending audio over here. So actually, we got to put some batteries in it. Hold on a second. And I have my audio coming into the A10, and y'all hear it that way. I won't be able to hear this unless I unplug here. But I've been happy with this. All right, there we go. If I turn this on, so this is, now I can't hear this, but let me unmute this for half a second when it catches up so I can see here, that is. But I've been happy with this. So testing 1, 2, 3, testing 1, 2, 3. And the video is catching up so I can hear. All right, there we go. If I turn this on. Testing 1, 2, 3. Can you? Okay, I heard that. So this is, yeah. So now I can hear this. I can hear myself well. So they work well. Now, when you're talking about the mic, what type of mic did you want? A handheld for him, or did you? I mean, him or her, or did you want like a hip pack? Which one? Because they do have a set. I got the one that's just 2 handhelds, but there's another set just like this that was like $150 that came with a hip pack and a wireless mic. And I think that's what got Pastor Paul. He actually got the 2 handhelds and 2 hip packs. So that Sunday, last 5th Sunday when I played, I used the second one so that I have my hands free when we were doing praise and worship. So, I mean, I'm really happy with them. I get the metal ones because for whatever reason, people screw the daylights out of the plastic one and break it. So I've been happy with these. So let's go back to here. Turn that one off. So we're back solo to this mic. But I will put a link in the chat for the one that I have. But give me, well, I mean, I'll put a link when you let me know. Did you want just a handheld or did you want a hip pack? And I'll put that based on what you say. Gospel Talk Live ATL. She wants to be as healthy as her dad. Now she's well. We got to work on that. I telling myself I'm trying to get myself back into getting up and working out and all this other stuff. I really need to, but I don't really have no excuse except for just being lazy, just calling it. I really need to though. You're a great teacher. I have 4 girls and 2 boys, now grown and 4 on their own. Enjoy your one. As my grocery store shopping was through the roof. Yeah. Yes, the IT stuff that decides to want to break right when I need it is so wonderful. So like I said, I'm still running Rev uninstaller right now to clean out identity, so hopefully I can install it new. And look, I wish. That's the other thing. I wanted to fly Delta because I have a card with them, and every time when I book, I can do my bags for free. But they keep bumping up them bags. It's like $30 for my bag to fly from Richmond to Fort Lauderdale, but then to fly from Fort Lauderdale back is $40. Like, why? Same flight, same thing. But anyway. Brian, what is going on, sir? I would agree. Mr. Clarence, you were saying the NDI cameras went out. Well, I know OBS did an update. I don't know if it was tied to that. And if the NDI went out, it would sound like it might be network related. So it might be the plug-in or something that's integrated with OBS. That would probably be my first thought with that. Because if you just restart and come back up, it's something going on with how OBS is talking to something to get it. Okay, wait a minute. I see the question. You said you need both. So hold on. Let me get that adjustable set here. There you go. Yeah, it's 159. It is that one right there. So, and like I said, that's when I got it. I got it way longer than that. I thought I had it more than that. But I'll put a link here. That's the same one I got. But again, I didn't get the hip pack one. So I will put a link down there for you. And then we'll get back to this comment. I've been in the mood for trying out OBS. Has similar properties that I have with Ecamm. I need to get off the pot and implement your OBS and NDI and ProPresenter 7 updated. Have you No, I have not updated package. They're all the same so far. Nothing new has been done. I'll probably do a new package, but it won't be OBS specific. It would be one that's shared for and just lump it all together with that in vMix when I do this whole hybrid thing. Because we're going to be creating graphics, everything from the ground up for the stuff that we're going to be doing. Fresh start. And that's going to be for Antioch as well as Guilford and possibly another church at the same time. Hey, AJ, we have a few wireless mics, and sometimes we get static, and we are looking to fix and stop the static. Well, it all depends. Is it static because it's crosstalk in the frequencies? Do you have an auto-adjusting frequencies on your mic? All the mics that I have here, they can change the frequency so that you can just hit auto and it will scan everything and get you a new signal. If you haven't done that in a while, so much more technology is coming out. You just have no idea what could be interfering. I would probably say at least maybe once every 2 months, just change the frequencies and just see. That's the first thing. If you don't have one that allows you to adjust frequencies, upgrade to a new mic set that does allow you to do auto scanning so that you can change it. Philip Paul, I'm doing fine. I'm kind of sleepy, but I am looking forward to going on vacation here in a little bit. I don't like going by myself, but I had to learn a long time ago. If I waited for everybody else to come ready to go on vacation or go somewhere or go to new places, I'd never do anything. So as much as I don't like being alone and going to other places like that, I just had to. So I had to learn to do that. So I'm excited about that. And maybe that was more information that you need to know. Didn't want to know, but I'm just being honest with you. Living out loud. OBS lately changed from OBS NDI to distro AV. Yeah, I know I have that, and I think Mr. Clarence has that as well too. I don't know if they did an update recently with that, but then sometimes Microsoft pushes out stuff that breaks stuff as well too. Philip Pohl, hey AJ, do you put all the devices in the media booth on a Wi-Fi switch, even as mixer and the amp? I've never seen an amp that needs a network switch, but again, I haven't messed with all of them. But for the most part, yes, I don't put them. I mean, well, let me just show you. I mean, they're not on. Let's see. Well, actually, I'll do the diagram. So here's Antioch stuff. If I go to the topology and we zoom in, here's the media booth switch in here. And what's connected to that? There is another PoE switch that sits in between this, a BV Tech that I can turn on and off. That's what the cameras are connected to. But in that switch, it's the 3 computers up there, the Ugreen NAS that I gave them. That's their mini streaming system that we built. That's there, connected to that switch. That's a 24-port switch in there. The 3 computers that are upstairs, one of them looks like they were turned off unless they're further down. The access point, because it is a PoE switch up there. We have a switch an access point in the sanctuary, and then another one in the media booth. So what is this then? I think that's the Thor HDMI, because the My Streams is right there. The other computer, the printer, the ATEM, the front camera. No, what is that other device? Because there's the Thor right there. I have no idea what this is. 204. And that's definitely not a Think machine. I don't know what that is that's on the network. But yes, I normally put everything there. And then the only thing in the media booth that's on the Wi-Fi are the CASA plugs. As you see, we got a bunch of them and some switches. And that's it. The only other people to get on that Wi-Fi in the media booth are going to be any of the media ministry people if they have their phones in there. And then the sanctuary one is for everybody else that's in the church on the guest network. But yeah, that's it. That's all we got from there. Let's see. So I was actually doing this, and one thing, just going through some other stuff that we were talking with y'all about, looking and revisiting what's going on with your system. And I actually did this a couple of days ago, and then we're going through this again because I think you should keep your documentation updated, because we talked about that as well. If I cut over here, I've been updating in the world. Sorry, I'm trying to do something here. Come in here and document everything in your network. So this is Antioch's network as of the last thing that has been adjusted. This is how everything is connected. We updated where we have the HD base T connections going here. And this is, first off, if this is not updated, or if you don't have one at all, please design something like this. This helps out with ministry, as well as if somebody comes behind you and understanding the flow. So in this scenario, I actually have a version 8, which is going to be the new version. and it's empty because I didn't copy it over. But what we're going to be doing is designing how are we going to implement this other stuff that we're going to be doing. And like I said, I'm still trying to fix the identity stuff at the same time while we're talking. But doing a design to see, do you have the current layout? And then you can get very particular. That's the other stuff I'm going to be doing in Antioch, actually writing out what connection is going to what jack, what SDI port, and all this other stuff. So it makes it a whole lot easier if you have to troubleshoot, or if somebody else comes behind me and they get somebody else to do the stuff that I was doing, which I'd be very happy if somebody actually did. But in the last 18 years, no one has. But make sure you got that stuff documented. I am using draw.io to do that. Yeah, I think their installer is broken or something like that, the Unify one. Anyway, yeah, if you're talking about the smart switches, thanks for that, Mike. If you're talking about that, I have the computers on there, so that way if something happens, I can flip the switch and power it on because we made that change in the BIOS. Gospel Talk Alive. Deletes. I'm sorry for doing all this multitasking at the same time, folks. My apologies. But trying to get this done so I can show y'all the other part, which is a great thing that you can do. Yeah, it looks like the installer was broken and it installed the new version and the old version on top of each other. Maybe that was causing a problem. But in regard to handling choir mics, I spoke of last week. This is what I found, but what have you used or suggested? I haven't seen a follow-up. Did you put a link? Because I know sometimes... Oh, you retracted the message. Okay. Because in vMix Social, it shows me everything. Until I look in YouTube, I didn't see that your stuff was retracted. Okay. Prayer for fun. Hello, hello, hello. Now, if I had still believed in a fat dude in a red outfit shimmying his way down a chimney that I don't have, and I had to make a list of stuff that I want to get, I am looking at, first off, if I had my wish list, I would want to upgrade to maybe have 2 of the Action Osmo 6s. And then I also would love to get myself one of the 360s. So that way I can set that down and have a 360 perspective of everything that I do from a recording standpoint. What else would I like to have? Not essential, because I've actually seen some people have some problems with it so far. I would like to get the G2. Not for that $21.95, I wouldn't, but I would like to get one so I can connect it Thunderbolt with my Mac and stuff like that. I wanted to do this a couple of times. Where is it at? Where is that thing? Yeah, the Ultimate. I want to get one of these because it's like a more professional green screen thing. So you can actually make live studios and all this other stuff. And it's a dedicated piece of hardware for green screening instead of you color coding it. I'd love to get something like that. But just talking about the other stuff that I would like to do. The other thing else I would like to do is pay off my car so I don't have that bill anymore. That's another thing I'd love to do. If you got somebody who wanted to bless me with something like that, hey, I'd love to do that. But anyway, Rhonda, you mentioning the Metal Phoenix Pro mics reminds me of the exaggeration of people who tighten their GTDs with the grip of God. Yeah, that's why I had to move to them, because I like those GTD audios, but they twist it so hard. That's the ASMR. They twist it so hard, it would crack the shell, and it would crack it. So that's why I ended up moving to these, just because of the metal ones. I mean, I don't understand why people just Yeah, Satan, see if you can unscrew that microphone. Like, I don't understand the point of doing that. Have you tried the Space Deck? I love it. It allows you to have a wireless display. No, I have not. Let's see what that is. USB and Wi-Fi displays for video walls. Oh. Let's go ahead and... Oh, I actually have that bookmark. I think somebody told me about that, but obviously I haven't had a look at it. I saved it when somebody brought it up, but I haven't played with it. So thank you for that as a reminder. Philip Paul, if I use an access point, will it be a different SSID from the main router? Yes and no. It depends on how you set it up. If I set up an access point just by itself, a unified one, I'm like at Guildfield, I mimicked the Wi-Fi they were already using. So I ran a cable back to their router, put the access point in the ceiling right outside the sanctuary near the castle plugs for the speakers, and I mimicked the same thing. You could put a completely different one if you wanted to. It is up to you on how you set it up. Mike, I got the Insta360 X5 and did a drive to church with it. Need to do another one for winter. Great for pre-sale. That's awesome. See, that's another reason I want to use something like that. I've always wanted to mess around with them, but we don't have extra to play around with right now. We will, but not right now. Have you seen the focus issues with the PTZ, the Fumaco PTZ 4K cameras? We've had them for 2 years, but suddenly we're experiencing random focusing. No, I have not. Can you confirm that? Now, I have had, at one church, they were having a focusing issue because they were using one of the original joysticks. I think it's the H-Sility or Sility, whatever, however you pronounce it. And someone by mistake would hit the iris button, which would kick it off of autofocus, and they had issues with that. We've since upgraded them to a new joystick. I'm still nervous about trying the new joystick. Excuse me. But the new joystick does show lights when that stuff is on, and they have a direct access button to turn that stuff on. That's the only time I've had it. I have not had any other issues other than that. Great for fun. Amen. And why do people feel the need to bang the mics to see if they're on? I can't stand that. When somebody's like, you could just talk into it. That's all you got to do. If you're just trying to get noise, just talk into it. I say that a lot of times when I see people doing that at church. I'll be like, you can just talk into it. You don't have to hit it. What else we got going on? Like I said, actually, everything uninstalled. So we're going to try and install it again, and maybe we can do this last test because I still have everything on at Antioch, and I don't want to leave it on for too long. It's going to shut off automatically anyway. Why is it doing an update if there's nothing installed? Man, I'm sorry. This is frustrating. It says that, okay, that was a crash window. All right, I had to kill the service outright. And there shouldn't be nothing running. And it's still failing. I have no idea. So I don't know how it's still showing that it's installed. So we got more stuff to play with that I wasn't thinking about having to do. You are welcome. How can I hear the mix audio virtually on? Check out Boxcast. They have a new app that actually can do that for you. And I've been meaning to reach out to them to see about that. Yeah, the unified I don't know if that's Windows or whatever that is just choking. It doesn't say that anything is installed, but every time when I try and run it, it says, "Do you want to update it?" So I gotta deal with that. My mic isn't on. Oh no, I know when I hit it, it wasn't on. Nah, that was on purpose. Um, y'all funny. No, I don't want to keep the settings. Man, I'm telling you, it has been a heck of a year. Um, Thankful for a new place, um, which has introduced more stuff, more bills and all that other stuff. So, I mean, what they say, new levels, new devils, all that other stuff. Um, but, I'm thankful for it. At least the stuff I'm paying for is going in my name. We still got to take care of some other stuff. Got a chance to associate and see a whole bunch of people this year. We were able to have the conference in person for the first time. So, really accomplished a lot with that. So really excited about the future with that. Met some new people, some new churches, had some different impacts, had some ups, had a lot of downs, just like anybody else. Um, but just looking forward to like next year. Like I said, I want to change the arc of what I'm doing to where yes, we're gonna get more into more tutorials and kind of standardize my schedule. So because like right now, I used to do a video. Honestly, I started doing a video every single day. That's when I didn't have nothing. So that's all I did all day. And then we started doing installs. And then as the years have gone by, I've been doing more install videos than tutorials. So I want to get back to that, but I need to set my schedule so that I can actually officially do that. So just like I have this live stream every Friday, roundtables every other Sunday, looking at maybe doing tutorials, maybe tutorial Tuesday or Thursday. I'll record them on Monday, but release them on those days. And then through the week, I'll do like my installs I normally do and set up Saturdays for trainings. We got a lot of stuff to do. And like, again, just give y'all suggestions that it's like, this ain't just me. This is other stuff that we're all trying to do. I don't suggest this stuff to y'all and just think that AJ's floating around here and he's got all his stuff straight. We're still trying to push and accomplish more. So again, if you haven't if you haven't done it, like I said, my suggestion is go ahead and document your layout, everything that you have in your system. And then that actually just gives you a better insight on where you're going next, on what you need to do and everything like that. So excited about that. And let's see. Y'all, I keep seeing the extra comments, man, and it makes me check my mic because it's happened before to make sure sound y'all are still hearing sound. uh, I just noticed your name. I answered your first question, but I wasn't paying attention to your name on here, Shave Creep. That's funny. Have you ever used Dante Network for sound? No, I have not. We use it for tracks, wing mixer to the live streaming purpose, and there are many glitches usually right before service starts. What are your thoughts? I need to get into it. I haven't had a need for that. I have a couple of times where I've wanted to do it, but then, the media people who were thinking about it were like, nah, I'm the only one that's interested. And they realized they felt like it was going to be a workload for them to try and teach anybody else behind them. So I have personally not been in a position to actually mess with it personally. I know Otis uses it a lot, and other folks in the group use it. I personally have not. But yeah. Thank you for your new place, but you need an elevator to that fourth floor. Like I when I get up here, I stay up here unless I have to. Now I have been going down to the first floor a lot more. I need to actually because the house is settling. So just like any house. So I've had to put some caulking on the steps because I'm seeing the cracks from the stairs and the drywall. So I did that the other day. The door is settling, so there's a crack in the front door. So a lot of cool air is coming through there. So I need to get some weather stripping to go around the door so we can stop the cold air because I'll have I got the house set at 74 degrees, the first 2 floors, and the second floor is great. The first floor is always like 70, no matter how much it is. So we got to crank that up. But again, I'm looking forward to the conference next year, making bigger and better things, hopefully having more people there, more teachers, more attendees, more local, more people at distance, all that other stuff. So a lot more sponsors so we can actually do some more stuff. Gonna start resetting the price pretty soon so we can compensate for food. Everybody loved the food there, so we're gonna actually try and kick it up a notch. Maybe we'll reach back out to Two Peas in the Pod. That's Fatima and her catering company. She did an outstanding job, and she came in clutch when she had to do for a second day because the other caterer kind of like no-showed me. So try and get this stuff and put them down and put their feet to the fire so we don't have that. But again, that's only contingent as we have more people pre-order, get tickets and everything like that so we can account. That was the reason why we couldn't do the hotels like that. I can't ask a hotel to block off this when they're like, how many people are coming? I don't know. So we'll work on that. But folks, like I said, and again, I'm going to do this a little bit differently. And again, I had a couple of people that have done this, so I want to thank you. I don't want to call them out right now. But again, I saw some people heard my call, and I don't like doing this. So, but again, y'all know times is getting tough. We try and do the best that we can. But if you feel that this has benefited you in any way, shape, or form, consider becoming a Patreon member or a YouTube member. It really helps because outside of what I do, the great people like this help contribute so that we can do more stuff. This is what allows us to buy the stuff that we do to do reviews, all this other stuff, or we buy the equipment that we review and then we give back to other ministries. And like I said, all of these video switchers, I got about 7 here that we're going to be donating and stuff like that. Then another part of what I want to do is also just show up at different ministries and then bless them with other stuff. To help them out, because again, it's not just about me teaching on YouTube. It's about me putting my feet to the fire and actually doing something. Because that's the thing I can't stand is, that things could be done, and there it goes. And we have an opportunity to do something. So I wish I could do more, but I'm just trying to say, God, you bless me with the little, and if I'm able to give as best as I can with the little, what's the point of asking God to bless me with $15 million so that I can make a big change when I'm not faithful enough to do something with the 15 extra dollars that I have? So that's just my mindset. But if you like that, if you want to help us accomplish this stuff, consider becoming a Patreon or a YouTube member, only if it's financially advisable for you. I understand life is hard. Everybody doesn't have an option to it, so I don't want to guilt trip you or nothing like that. If you're able to help. If you can't, I appreciate it. If just subscribing, watching, sharing the videos helps as well too. So really, really appreciate it. I am so ready to just turn my brain off, go to Sorrento's, go to the Windjammer, put my feet in the sand. I was getting ready to say the snow, in the sand. I did get invited that Royal Caribbean reached out to me, and I was invited to the second half of the island that they're opening up. So I'll be able to do a tour of that. I don't know if they're going to let me record it, but I will as best as I possibly can. But just really excited about being able to relax. I know people get after me that I run and run and run, which I do, but just trying to help y'all as much as I possibly can, because I know what it's like to try and struggle when you don't have help. So that's what we're here for. So, folks, I appreciate y'all. Thank you so much. Just remind y'all, I'm not going to be, we're not doing this next Friday because I won't be here. I might do a live from my phone or something like that, but no detail. And then the week after that, that is the day after Christmas. I may do something on the 26th. I don't know. But we'll see. I'll update everything and let everybody know what's going on. Folks, I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for all the hard work that you have done this entire year. Your ministry and the people that have benefited would never have been able to do it if it wasn't for your consistent dedication throughout the year. Thank you for everything that you're doing. make sure that you celebrate yourself, give yourself a vacation sometimes, rest and relax because you've been working hard. We all have. I've had to do, I had people like y'all tell me to take a break. So appreciate y'all. Love y'all. We'll be seeing y'all when we get back. Let your live streams be problem free, your software be patch free, and your volunteers be dedicated to doing the best that they possibly can. Thank y'all. Y'all have a great day, evening, afternoon, wherever y'all are, folks. And we'll be seeing y'all when we get back from vacation. Later, folks.